Life should be filled with wonder. For me, this wonder's led me here, wondering where all the wild places have gone. As we live in a world where everything is at our fingertips, it can be difficult to find anything wild. In this series, I'm going to explore and find those last few remaining wild places throughout California before they're all gone. And by doing so, allowing me an opportunity to gain a new perspective to put into action in the present day. Over the last few days, I've driven over 300 miles off-road and a few hundred on. Through Medicine Lake, across the mountains, past Lone Rock, to wind up here at Lake Davis. Welcome to my adventure. Welcome to Pacific Crest, the series. California, Episode 2, The Passage. Proudly presented by Norworld Australia. When your adventure demands built to last, demand a Norworld. In association with 4-Wheel Campers. Find your adventure. And from viewers like you, thank you for your continued support. As I came into camp last night, I was exhausted. I had basically thrown everything into the camper and crawled into bed. So today, after breaking camp, I'm spending a little extra time checking all the fluids, ensuring the bolts are tight, and looking for anything that could slow me down. Looks like everything's in top shape. Let's get to it. As I leave Lake Davis, I head towards the town of Portola, which is a quaint little place where I stopped for some Subway before getting on another Forest Service road and heading towards Carmen Valley. The difference between where I'm at now and where I was at yesterday is pretty huge. There's a lot more cedar trees out. Like this place is covered in cedar. The smell is incredible. It smells like if you took a handful of cedar needles and you just push them up your hand like that. The smell out here is amazing, and it's something you should definitely experience. Being this close to the wildest remaining parts of California really provides the opportunity to truly experience how these places must have felt in generations long past. The days when settlers would spike out, searching for their plot of land and follow their dreams, looking out across a vast, untouched landscape, seeing their future not only in the land, but watching it develop over the years as they put that plan in action. Well, which I can only imagine must have been a profound experience. All in all, these roads seemed pretty well maintained, and the sailing was rather smooth. It was a great time to keep the windows down and just enjoy the sounds of everything around me. Carmen Valley is a series of small, lush, wet meadows west of Sierra Valley and part of the headwaters of the Middle Fork of the Feather River in Sierra Valley.
Wow.
The bottom of the Sierra Valley was a fault, which moved downward as the sides, the surrounding mountains, moved up.
As you can see, this place is pretty epic. It's a lot different than the last 3 days traveling through the snow. Well, down here, spring is in full swing.
In the distance, we can see Beckworth Mountain and Craycroft Neck Rock, which was named after an early American settler who started cattle ranching in Carmen Valley.
This is it.
As I come out of the three-cornered meadow and head towards Sierraville, I learned that it was an early pioneer of recreation as a resort destination thanks to Campbell Hot Springs, located southeast of town.
Unfortunately, the hot springs didn't work out for me today. From the literature, it said this property is over 100 years old and there's just a ton of history here. So I can't wait to come back and check it out. Hopefully we can find some hot springs somewhere because my body feels like it could use a nice warm soda. So I'm feeling odorous, pungent. Well, what do we have here? Found another spring on the map while I was driving up the road. So I'm gonna go check it out. What's this? Here's a ice cold. Well, it appears that I found the cold spring, not the hot spring. And there's no dugout pool for wading or anything like that. But it's pretty neat. I'm glad I stopped. At least I got to see what my what my mind had kind of envisioned. And I hear there's some hot springs down in the desert. You better believe we're gonna find those. All right, back to the trail.
After checking the first few springs that I saw on the map, in hopes that they'd be hot springs, I decided to just continue pushing forward into Bear Valley. There's a unique type of excitement that comes with traveling through backwoods, on dirt roads, off-roading, towards destinations unknown. It's something that really awakens and heightens the senses. Not knowing what's around the next turn or even where you're going to camp that night. Something freeing and purposeful seems to come to life. When I arrived in Sardine Valley, it was hard not to get out and stop and take some pictures and really absorb the moment. It was quite impressive to see. It was just a giant field of yellow, beautiful flowers and shrubs. After leaving Sardine Valley, it was a quick jaunt on the I-80 to North Lake Tahoe and Agate Bay. The Lake Tahoe neighborhoods that make up Carnelian Bay and Agate Bay are rich in history. Each is named after the agate and translucent red and yellow carnelian stones, once found on the shores in abundance. If you ever have the chance, cruise the beaches when the light is low in the sky and look for a waxy textured, red shimmering or semi-opaque stone. It's widely believed in many cultures that these stones do have healing properties, and you just may find your own. Emerald Bay's dramatic appearance owes its origins to the scouring action of glaciers that existed during the Paleocene a long frickin' time ago. At this time, a series of glaciers were moving towards the lake by whittling away peaks, pulverizing rock, and carving out the oval depression that became Emerald Bay. Emerald Bay even shelters in the magnificent three-tiered Eagle Falls.
Well, that's it. That concludes stage 2. Stage, section, leg, I don't know what I'm going to call it. But that's section 2. Done and dusted. Section 3 starts at Costco in Nevada and goes all the way down to Mono Lake. That's going to be a haul. I'm going to see if I can't make it over to Sunrise Basin tonight, but that's going to be a mega push. I think that's like 30 miles away. And I'm going to guesstimate about 20 of those miles are on trail. So we'll see. I may just have to pull over before then, but I'm going to give it my best effort to get there and then wake up with enough go to get going as quickly as I can. Here's to section 3. Let's get into it.
Burnswick Canyon Road is a fairly easy dirt trail, with 85% of it being a simple single track and narrow switchbacks. It's mostly packed with gravel, with areas of loose rocks and a couple of water crossings. The northernmost end of which I came down is where the trail transitions into soft sand with a steep grade to reach the trail's entrance or end if you're traveling from Johnson Lake. Join me next time as we dive into section 3, get into the Pine Nut Mountains, and down to the Bodie Hills. As always, thank you for joining me, and thank you for your continued support. I'm Austin with WolfPac-Outdoors. I'll holler at you later.